Yeah, my fault. This thing, that phone just shut off. Talking about cooling down. It's not even hot in here. But then anybody who knows me knows I like the heat, so it might be a little hot. But anyway, I'm trying to think what I was talking about now. I don't remember what I was talking about, what I was saying in that moment. But I just want to say it's very important to it's very important to understand the value of the gifts that you interact with. And those gifts that you interact with, you can pull from. Oh, I know what it was. I was talking about people calling me to deal with young people. and I was talking about how people would say I look young, or I seem like I relate to the young. So they would call me to deal with the young people. But, my grace was different than what I look like. My grace was different than, the things I'm called to. I deal with doctrine. I deal with revelation, rightly dividing the word, ethereal things that deal with, correcting false doctrine, things that deal with high theology and Christology and the nature of God and the role of the prophetic, some of the mysteries of God. So these are the things that I'm drawn to. And though I should be able to, and I do minister to all people, sometimes people will just pair you with what they think would be most relatable. But what ended up happening is the parents were being fed when I would teach. So they figured because they could be fed, they were being fed, then maybe their child would receive from me too. But what would always happen is the children wasn't feeling it. It was always in the realm of the young adults, or those who already felt like they had a desire to minister, or those who felt like they had the desire to flow in the prophetic, or to sing, or in the arts and that kind of thing. So in other words, it wasn't just because they were young, but it was based on their assignment, connecting with my assignment. So you want to make sure that you know what you're pulling on. You'll be frustrated if you try to pull on an apostle for pastoral grace if the shepherding piece is very low inside of them. If it's very low. Because they're going to redirect you to somebody else. And sometimes people don't like to hear anything unless it's coming from the person that they're asking. But, an apostle will redirect you. Go check out this deacon for that. Or go get this resource, read this book. Give me a report so I can know what you comprehended from it. So they're based on, let me see what your output is. Go ahead and do a project, and then let me examine it before you release it. And I can see if you've actually grown from the last one project you produced. So a pastor, a lot of times I'm just dealing with just straight grace, no combinations, just a straight grace. A pastor would be like, so how's your relationship with your spouse? So how you dealing with your children? How your children doing? How's your grandmother? She's still in the hospital? These are questions. A pastor is really dealing with you as a person and your relationships and how you're maturing in the fruit of the Spirit and that kind of stuff, and how they can help you navigate life together. So a pastor knows those relational things. They're asking relational questions. And a pastor knows your family by name because you mention them, is interested and knows when your child, has a football game or has a baseball game. Because the pastor, that's why I say, and a lot of people don't agree with me, but that's why I say you can't pastor but so many people. Which is why I believe that the Lord did not set for pastors to be the authority, the set person in the church based on that. Based on that gift. Because if the primary gift is to be a pastor, then unless it's going to be a small organization, it's to the degree that they can keep up with each individual that's under their care. That's the shepherding grace. So I don't know how many people you can keep up with. But you start getting into larger numbers where that pastor has to employ and put different people in place, that's dealing more with the gift of administration. Because now you have other people doing the pastoring for you. It's not just you pastoring, but it's a pastoral team. So that's different. That's dealing with a different aspect of it. But anyway, those are the things that we have to know, and that people want to know, that people want to be graced. And so if somebody says, I want to grow and I want to find out what my role is, I feel like I'm called to preach, then we need to navigate through what aspect of the ministry you believe that you're really called to, what gifts you operate in. And one of the things that was said more than anything is that you concentrate on growing in love. Start there. Don't concentrate on your gift. Concentrate on growing in love in relationships with people, because love is the greatest gift. As you grow in love, then begin to concentrate on serving. So you're growing in love and in serving. As you love people and serve them, there are certain gifts that are going to begin to start rising up to the surface to meet the needs of the people as you serve. So as you love them and you start seeing things and you're moved with compassion, you might be moved with compassion to teach them because you love them. Or you might be moved with compassion to call them and check on them and see how their life is. Or you might be moved with compassion to build them and train them up and equip them and show them how to walk in a greater level of authority, or teach them how to pray. Or you might be moved with compassion to show them how to study the word for themselves, not just to learn from you, but how to study and dig out things for themselves. But whatever you're moved to do to express your love is an indication of what your gifts are. But you start with loving folks, you begin to serve folks, and then as you do that, you start maturing and unveiling, and there are certain things you start wanting to do for people that you love and that you're serving. So that's just a little tidbit to let you know that. Now somebody might say, well, I've been serving and I love people, but I still don't know what my gift is. Well, that means you might want to get with some people who know their gift so they can help you out and help you navigate how to find out. There are spiritual gift tests, and there's also a ministry gift assessment. It's an assessment test, Dr. Paula Price. It costs, it's a little costly, but it's worth it because it seems like it's really on point. It's real detailed, and it'll let you know about not only your gift, the inclination if you're called to an office, or if you, not only that, but your temperament. The temperament of your gift, and also the jurisdiction in the area that you might be called to serve in your gift, whether that be in government, whether it be in the marketplace, whether it be in the church. So they break it down real specific. It's a real good assessment. That's Dr. Paula Price, her ministry assessment test. But if you want to hit me up one-on-one, send me an inbox and we can talk about it if you need to know about that. But I think I spoke enough about that today. It ran out and had to change videos up. So I'm going to go ahead and let it rest right there. I'll talk to y'all soon. I don't know who's on, but I appreciate y'all checking in with me, rocking with me. Grace and peace. Love you much.